So this is a really powerful message about anyone who's going through a really hard time where you feel like the water is rising. There's going to be an intervention, especially if you've been praying a lot, speaking to spirit here. There's been deceit and a lot of there's been a lot of people who don't want to face their shadow side. So jealousy, harassment, bullying here, feeling excluded. An ending is coming because you've reached your limit here where you are. You've spiritually taught the lesson, even if they don't want to admit that they have somewhat learned it. There's been a lot of restriction on you, but I'm seeing right now, rest. Get as much rest as you can, because there is going to be change, a beautiful change in your environment, because the community that you're around right now, your neighborhood, your community, it's not it. You have so much creativity, and there's so many people out there that are really seeing you as this leader, this bright star, someone who really encourages them. And with that comes a lot of opposition. So the opposition is not for nothing, but at the same time, your life isn't about getting charity. It's about going out there and living your life, living your skills. And there's just been a lot of imbalance in power, but you're destined for success here. Lots of growth and abundance coming towards you here. I'm also hearing very strongly, take that leap of faith. Take that leap of faith. So there is some type of leap here or choice to make that seems out of the ordinary or something that you might not do usually. Give it a chance. Give it a chance and take that leap. There's a leap coming. Yeah. We have the Fool. A new beginning here. So this leap is a new beginning, and it can be hard. But it feels like your environment is apathetic, sleeping on you here. More about them than about you here. Not believing in themselves here. But there is some communication coming in here for something that is a long time coming. There's been a lot of heartbreaks. There's been a lot of loss here. And there's been a lot of strong blockages towards moving forward. But at the same time, Spirit's saying that you learned a lot from not just jumping on to the next thing or the new person. Because wherever you are, there you are. You know, there is parts of you that you needed to heal within these environments. One of it was being very clear about your boundaries and speaking up for yourself and listening to your intuition. People's nonverbal communication, and realizing there is a lot of people out there that are jealous of you, regardless of whether or not you are super rich or you have what you think people want and covet, you know? But you really are. You're very stable, and I feel like people around you, I think, bothers them because they know that you'll do well, or you're stable because you speak very eloquently and like straight to the point a lot. So they're kind of like in this place where they sort of know like stability almost follows you regardless, and for them it doesn't. You've taken a lot of blinders off the last year about who you are, and you've seen a lot of negativity and people using things in bad ways and trying to isolate you, but you've just gotten stronger even when you don't feel that way, and you've grown more compassion for yourself through this, and that's what has helped you really stand up for yourself and speak articulately to protect yourself, but also because you deserve to have your voice heard, whether or not people want to hear it or not. Because you've been juggling too much emotionally, physically. You've been juggling way too much with way too little help here. And you deserve the help, and you're going to get it. Because you've been speaking it out into the universe, and you've been speaking out to yourself and to other people, and they get it. You planted a seed, even if they don't tell you. You really are a change maker, and you'll see you won't see it, but there'll be more changes when you leave your environment than when you're in it. And it's like ridiculous because you think like, well, what's the point? But it's a ripple effect, and they didn't want to admit that you had so much power. And some people might be changing their ways somewhat, or completely leaving a situation after dealing with you. or realizing that they can't leave a connection or a situation or a clique that was really hard set on bringing you down. But seeing you and who you really are is like, wow, like they're seeing like, wow, okay, this person doesn't deserve it at all. Like, I don't want to participate in this. They're really seeing it for what it is, whereas before they justify it, they were kind of a bully and insecure. But now they're seeing like you're rising still, and you're articulate, and you're keeping your cool, and you're not trying to get a get back here, and you're doing okay. So there must be something to what you have to, you know, and you're not getting a lot from the people around you. So there might be someone like wants to come and tell you what's going on here, because you've been very straight up about what's going on and about like who you are. You're not pretending to be morally superior. You're not exaggerating. You're just telling the truth. You're doing and saying what you need to do, which is the truth about your situation. And that person really admires that. And I feel like they're somewhat on your side, and they're going to kind of cool it now, because they're seeing how much it is affecting you and how much pressure is being put on you, and how you're, because they know what's going on, but they've never really faced the damage of what they've done, and you've stayed strong. And the Strength card and the Queen of Pentacles coming out, so you could be an earth sign, you could be a Virgo, you don't have to be, but strong, steady here. And strong and steady is what wins the race. It is your, it's your mantra. It's your energy. The turtle is the energy you should really connect with right now, because I do feel like people underestimated you because things are so slow going and up and down, right? But there's a rise and there's a fall. And that's not going to happen to you, because you've risen, and but the small rises and falls you've had, they've been small. They're just bumps. They're not like up like this and then down like that. So you're able to correct yourself, adjust yourself, look into your own shadow side and see what needs to be adjusted to be successful, so you can be happy. And it has worked in your favor even when you didn't think it would. So if you're worried about taking this leap of faith, think of all the other leaps of faith that you've taken before. What makes this one different? And maybe there is something different about this leap of faith. But is there? In some ways, you are so much more intelligent. You're so much more worldly. You're so much been through so much more than you had when you took those other leaps of faith, and they did work out for you, right? So why wouldn't this one? This one it seems like a calculated risk. It doesn't necessarily seem like a all-out risk the way that you had to or you did before either. So really think of that. Sometimes the normalcy of things and the changes that are like legit, like feel more legit and not like so risky and like sporadic, are actually the ones that are good for our souls and are actually the ones that are going to advance us. And that's why it can scare us so much, right? Because we're going to be convinced. Our mind will convince us to stay the same because it wants something predictable. But predictable is not always safe. Predictable can condition you. And you deserve so much more out of your environment. Enrichment, which you're not getting where you are. You're not getting enrichment, you're not getting balance, and you're not getting justice, which is definitely what you deserve. So if you start seeing your birthday number, your month, and your day of your birth, but especially all of them together, then that's just Spirit's way of telling you that you're on the right path right now. So know that you're on the right path and continue to stay focused, because there is balance coming in for you in terms of your home, and it's well deserved. So if you'd like a reading, you can check out my pinned posts, and if you can see my message and you really enjoy my messages, I feel like I'm getting kind of shadow banned or something like that. So if you really enjoy my messages and want to continue to see me on your For You page, make sure you leave a comment, and with a turtle, and repost if you can, follow, and check me out on my YouTube as well, same name. I do long form videos there, here and there, and I have also a beautiful community there as well. Ciao.